So we're about to get things started, but first we've got a special message from the governor who, if you all know, the governor-elect, Mike Kehoe, would have liked to have been here tonight, but he's being inaugurated tomorrow, so he's got his day full. So if I'm not mistaken, there should be somebody around here to play a video, but I don't see much. There he is, Governor Kehoe.
Good evening. I'm Governor-elect Mike Kehoe, and while I'm sorry I can't be with you in person tonight, I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt appreciation for everything the St. Louis Restaurant Association and Missouri Restaurant Association does to support this amazing community. I grew up right here in St. Louis, and this city and its small businesses will always be close to my heart. As many of you know, I was raised by a single mother of 6 who taught us that we can get anywhere we want in life with hard work and faith. To help support the family, I start working jobs at a very young age, including a short stint at Favaz's restaurant on the Hill. And if Tony and John are there, I just want to tell them, I don't think I ever got paid for helping prep those salads with you, John. Growing up, I would have never thought that tomorrow I will be sworn in as the 58th governor of Missouri. But it's the experiences I had here in St. Louis that shaped me and gave me a deep understanding of the hard work and dedication that goes into running a successful business. The restaurant community here is a vital part of our city's culture and economy, and it's an honor to be a part of tonight's celebration. I would like to say congratulations to the Greater St. Louis Restaurant Association incoming president, Van D. Gregorio, and Vice President, Gio Favazza. You are both leading a legacy of greatness for the industry. I want to recognize this year's outstanding honorees. Restaurateur of the Year, George Hansford of the Trainwreck Saloon. George's leadership and the dedication to the restaurant industry have made a lasting impact on St. Louis, and George, I've been to your place several times as well. Company of the Year, Renoco Coffee, whose commitment to quality sets the standard for local businesses. Hall of Fame inductees, the Syberg family of restaurants, and Emo's Pizza, 2 iconic names in St. Louis dining whose contributions have shaped the city's culinary landscape. I've been to all of the Syberg locations, and quite frankly, here in Jefferson City, my wife and I eat Emo's Pizza a lot. Distinguished Service Award, Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant, which exemplifies the spirit of hospitality and service that we value so much in Missouri. To everyone here tonight, know that your hard work and dedication are the foundation of Missouri's restaurant industry. I'm proud to stand with you in supporting the continued success and growth of our local businesses. Thank you again for everything you do, and I look forward to continuing to work together to strengthen Missouri's small business. Enjoy your evening, and I hope to see you all very soon. God bless each and every one of you.
All right, it's great to have Governor-elect Kehoe present with us even by video. And with that, I think I'd like to introduce our MC, Roland. Roland, if you'd like to come up and get the evening started for us.
A nun walks into Hooters. The place was hopping with music and loud conversation, and every once in a while the lights would turn off for a few seconds. Each time the lights went out, the place would erupt in cheers. Then the nun walked in, the place went dead silent. She walked up to the bartender and asked, "May I use the restroom?" Bartender replied, "Okay, but I should warn you, there's a statue of a naked man in there, only wearing a fig leaf." The nun replied, "No worries. I'll just look the other way." Bartender directed the nun to the location of the restroom. After a few minutes, she came out. The entire restaurant cheered, stood up, and gave the nun a round of applause. She went to the bartender and asked, "Sir, I do not understand. Why did everybody applaud me because I used the restroom?" Bartender, still laughing, said, "Every time someone lifts the fig leaf, the lights go out." If you heard these before, keep it to yourself, especially you, John Carney, wherever you are. A customer is looking at the menu and says to the waiter, "I can't have gluten, nuts, sugar, sodium, sulfate, wheat, soy, carbohydrates, dairy, and I'm a vegan. What can I get?" And the waiter says, "You can get the hell out of here." Sometimes I go out to dinner alone. The other night, as usual, I was seated at those two lovely two-tops in the middle of the room near the kitchen door. You restaurateurs know what I'm talking about. A very pretty woman came up to me and said, "Hi, are you single?" I eyed her from head to toe. I smiled and happily said, "Well, yes, I am." Then she took the other chair and left. Last one, I promise. An elderly couple had dinner at another couple's house, and after eating, the wives left the table and went into the kitchen. Two gentlemen were talking. One said, "Last night, we went to this new restaurant, and it was really great. I would recommend it very highly." The other man said, "Oh, yeah, well, what's the name of the restaurant?" And the first man thought and said, "What's the name of that flower you give somebody you love? You know, the one that's red and has thorns." "You mean a rose?" "Yeah, that's the one." Then he turned towards the kitchen and said, "Rose, what's the name of that restaurant we went to last night?" Buddy has limited me to 30 minutes, so I have to rush. The season finale of Landman is on right after we leave here. Welcome to the 2025 Missouri Restaurant Association and Greater St. Louis Chapter Dual Inaugural Celebration. It's a celebration of legacy. Like Sunday Italian meals, we will be talking and eating at the same time tonight. But you eat, we talk, not you talk, we eat, okay? I'm Roland DiGregorio, third generation Italian American, 35-year member of the Greater St. Louis Chapter, 25-year board member of the chapter, past president in 2005 of the Greater St. Louis Chapter, and current MRA board member. I'm the vice president of finance for Apex Restaurant and Market Solutions, formerly Elite Cuisine, Missouri's largest premier corporate dining and service company that is locally owned, with offices in St. Louis, Kansas City, Columbia, Sedalia, Des Moines, and Denver. Yes, I flunked math in high school, right, Bart? As VP of Finance, I have a nice desk with 2 computer screens so I can check Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Apex is a longtime supporter of the Missouri Restaurant Association. It's good to see all these friends and families in front of me, the Saracinos, the Emo, Cybergs, and Favaza, my friend Craig Ottendorf, former U.S. Foods colleagues, Van's aunts and uncles, and the illustrious, funny, popular, and semi-good-looking John Carney. John, where are you? Okay. My son and the MRA Greater St. Louis Chapter incoming president, Giovanni Vincenzo, Van for you Americans, is also here. He's a lawyer at McMahon Burger, single, an excellent cook, and lives a few houses right down the street. He's here because he believes in what we all do and to correct my South St. Louis English. Welcome back to the Hill. Welcome to Elizabeth Avenue, one of the most famous streets in the United States, home of Yogi Berra, Joe Garagiola, and Jack Buck, 3 baseball Hall of Famers. My dad grew up just around the corner on Macklin Avenue. Also, this block is home to Ed and Marge Emo right outside that window. We used to go pool hopping in their pool late at night, and some family members still live on this block. Welcome to Rose of the Hill, owned and operated by the Favaza family. The residents of the Hill will always call this icon on Edwards the Old Ruggieri's. Yogi's famous one-liner about the building, "Nobody goes there anymore, it's too crowded." My father worked here as a server and a bartender. As a kid, we used to order French fries from the back door of the kitchen and eat them on the back parking lot. Please join me in thanking the Favaza family for continuing the tradition of Great Hill restaurants and your hospitality this evening. I'm so lucky to live just 3 blocks west of here. I live 200 feet from where I grew up. I can stand on my front lawn and see the front porch of my parents' house. It's so great to dine at all the delicious restaurants that are only blocks away, and it shows. One thing about moving back to Hill, everybody knows your business. Living on the Hill is different. Not only a great neighborhood with a piazza, bakeries and shops and restaurants and community, we look at one another. We look after one another, like it or not. When I go out of town a few days, I must notify 3 of my neighbors, and that's not a joke. The Hill and nearby neighborhoods are home to many Missouri Restaurant Association members, families, and honorees like Garozzo, Saraceno, LaRusso, Giannino, Gito, Canetta, Fresta, Ferrara, Tucci, Ozzy, Scarrato, Chiudini, Irvin, Fazio, Gaffaro, Favazza, Ivaldi, Emo, and many others. Sincerely, I thank you for attending. I thank you for coming back to the Hill, and most importantly, thank you for supporting our great Missouri Restaurant Association and the Greater St. Louis chapter. Please give our staff, and wherever they are, please stand up, our staff for the MRA, a round of applause. They did a lot of hard work to make this night special. We have a wonderful night planned tonight. We will be honoring Missouri Restaurant Association Hall of Fame inductees and their Distinguished Service Award winners, the Greater St. Louis Restaurant Association Restaurateur of the Year and Company of the Year, and the Missouri ProStart Educator of Excellence Award, and reintroduce the Star Wars tonight. There's a lot of excellence in this room. Please give yourself a round of applause. When I call your name, please stand. Let's take a moment to recognize a distinguished group of individuals in this room celebrating with us. You met our CEO, Buddy Law, State Directors Mike Burris and Bill Gomo, please stand. From Kansas City, Greg Hunsiger, Megan Whitehead, who actually is from here, and Mary Holland, John Banstetter, sorry, John. State Representative Nick Kimball, our 2004 Media Excellent Award winner John Carney, candidate for Controller Donna Behringer. Please give them all a round of applause. Thank you very much for these honorees. I do want to say the St. Louis Street Director canceled because he said the streets on the Hill were too icy and dangerous. Yeah, we grew up on it. It's no big deal, you county people. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to get things rolling to start our evening off with grace with Deacon Joe of St. Ambrose Parish. Deacon Joe.
I'm Deacon Joe Arnone with St. Ambrose. I'm also a deacon up in the Kansas City St. Joseph area at St. Elizabeth's. And I'm transitioning down here for a job since June, so I'm happy to be here, and thank you for inviting me to give you the invocation this evening. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together to recognize the hard work and dedication of this year's award recipients. As we honor each name, help us to remember all glory belongs to you. Thank you for the friends, family, and colleagues who came out to support and encourage business and individuals. Without their love and support, this day would not be possible. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 says, "Whatever you do from the heart, as for the Lord and not for others." As we observe the many accomplishments of our honorees, we acknowledge that none of it would be possible without you. Help us always remember to do everything with a grateful heart and to keep our focus on you. Please bless this food we are about to share, those who prepared it, those who serve it, and those who have worked to make today this special occasion that it is. For all of this, we give you thanks. As we all say, Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. And may Almighty God bless you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of colors from my old Boy Scout Troop 212 under the leadership of Jim Strahler, and the singing of our national anthem by personal request of our incoming chapter president, the premier soprano of the Winter Opera Theater of St. Louis, Miss Gina Galati. Gina?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey, boy, was that something or what? How about another round of applause for Gina? Okay, so let's get moving. Thank you, everyone. Let's jump into our first award of the evening. I need a little help from Leon Herring, ProStart Coordinator for the state of Missouri. Leon, please come up. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. Thank you, everyone. We're very excited this evening to be able to honor the 2025 Missouri ProStart Educator of Excellence. Sarah Lawrenson has been teaching ProStart for 12 years in the Oak Park High School in the North Kansas City School District. Sarah is a certified family consumer sciences and human services educator who's completed 3 levels of the National Restaurant Association Educational Foundation Summer Institutes and earned the Hospitality and Tourism Management certification from Florida Atlantic University. She also holds the Certified Hospitality Educator, or CHE, credential from the American Hotel and Lodging Educational Institute. In addition to her extensive role as a ProStart educator, Sarah serves as co-sponsor of the Oak Park FCCLA chapter and has also coached basketball, cross-country, and soccer during her tenure. Oak Park ProStart students have catered district events, taken field trips to local businesses, competed in the Johnson County Community College competitions, the Missouri ProStart Invitational, placing third place in culinary in 2022 and 23, and fourth place in management in 2023. And they've participated in Cook Around the World in Orlando, Florida. Sarah's program benefits from strong partnerships with industry professionals and chef mentors who provide students valuable industry experiences. We're very honored this evening to recognize Sarah Lawrenson as the 2025 Missouri ProStart Educator of Excellence recipient. Would you come up, Sarah, please? I also have one other group we'd like to recognize this evening. Would the ProStart students please stand up, or maybe they're still in the kitchen? When you see them come out shortly, please give them a round of applause. Also, I would imagine their educators are still in the kitchen, but these students have only been in class one day this week, and they still were able to create desserts to bring here this evening. So if Natalie Aubuchon and Will Bouchards happens to come into the room shortly, please stop them, say hello. They're in chef's coats, and we appreciate everything they've done to make sure the students could be here this evening to serve dessert. Thank you very much.
How about another round of applause? We appreciate their hard work. Before we bring Mike Burrs to the stage to share a brief history of the Missouri Restaurant Association, I'd like to take a moment of silence for some friends we lost in the past year. Some great people on this list we lost last year. Ted Drews, Kenneth Hill, Richard Dick Ibling, Sean Brady, Robert Hines, Brian Slacker Adams, Walter Rogers, and Jeremy Bowles. Thank you. Mike, would you please join me on stage for this history of the association?
Hello, everybody. So it's my job to tell you the history of the association, and they told me I had about 7 minutes to talk, and then they told me it was more like 3. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this. Most of you probably know that the Restaurant Association was actually started at 11th and Walnut in downtown Kansas City 109 years ago, and it was supposed to be over the price of eggs. So that was it, and that's the basic headline that everybody knows. But I'm going to give you a little bit more about that background, and I'm going to tell you why it should matter to you right now. So if you put this in perspective, your money is now worth about 3.5% of what it was back in 1916. In 1916, 35 cents would have equated to $10.41 a dozen for eggs right now. So you wouldn't be very happy about that either. But what had happened was, let me take you back. Let me have you imagine what it would be like to run this restaurant 109 years ago. There was no refrigeration whatsoever. There were no walk-ins, no reach-ins, no air conditioning. None of that was here. There were no hoods. Stainless steel wasn't around until the 1930s. There were no health departments, no health inspectors, which is good, but there were no born-on dates. It all sounds good, except that also meant that you didn't know what you were going to get when it came to your back door. There were barely any streets out here. In fact, this street out here right now might look a little better than they did back then. Half your stuff might have been delivered by horse and buggy. There were no Ford trucks back then. They were made the following year, and they all went over to World War I. So it was a lot different back then to run a restaurant, and you had a little bit of farm to market left, but what had happened was a lot of the wholesalers, the meat packers, there were about 4 of them in the whole country, and they had started gathering up all these goods. And because this is a big city, St. Louis was actually 700,000 people back then, because this was before urban sprawl. So this was a big city. So we had flour mills. Of course, we had beer. We had meat packers, slaughterhouses, all those things. We had them all here. So it looked like it was pretty convenient, but there wasn't any way to deliver all of this. So when you would get things, you didn't know what the quality was. And because they would put them in these refrigerators, you didn't really know if it was going to be any good or not. And that's where the eggs came in. So there were 4 guys in Kansas City that were unhappy about this price going up. It actually gone from 19 cents a dozen in January of that year to now it was December and they were 35 cents a dozen, and they had kind of had enough, because what would happen was when you did get these eggs, you'd have to order them like 30 cases at a time. And when you did, 3 or 4 a dozen might be broken, or they might actually be a lot older than you think they are. You know, fresh eggs only keep about 14 days. So these things might have been months old, and there was no recourse for this. So that's why they decided to do this protest, and they thought they could do something with it. But the thing they weren't sure about is, if they do this, what's going to happen? Are we going to get in trouble? So they did some smart thing. They went out to the grocery stores, but the smartest thing they did was they probably went home and talked to their wives, because back then it was the Men's Restaurant Association and the Women's Homeowners Association. Most meals were eaten at home, and those ladies were not happy that they were having to pay these high prices at the grocery store. So they put everybody together, and it was actually the women's associations that said, we don't want to call this a boycott. We want to call it the egg refrain. So that's what they decided to do. They decided they'd do it for 30 days, and see how it went. And the wholesalers thought this was pretty comical. So if you read some of the old press releases, they thought this would not last. But what happened was they found that everybody across the country was having the same opinion. Everybody was suffering from this. This was happening everywhere. So the AP and the UPI picked the story up, and they spread it all over the country. Before they know it, they had 400 restaurants that had joined them in this thing, and that made them all change. The long story short, the wholesalers came back and changed their minds and said, well, we're going to raise it. So by the end of the egg refrain, which was supposedly only 30 days, and they said they were going to do it indefinitely, it had actually dropped 12 cents a dozen. So that's a lot. And they promised a better quality, and then the politicians got a hold of it, and they said, we're going to make this right. So they started there were no food inspections back then, so they were going to make some changes. So the one thing that occurred to them was, as they were doing this, was it might be a good idea if they all got together and raised their voices all at once. And if one of you stood up and yelled at me at once, please don't yell at me, but if you did, it isn't the same as if all of you stand up and do that. So that's where the connection is to a few eggs, 109 years ago, is that without this association, you don't have anybody on the wall defending your businesses. The only reason our industry exists, the Missouri Restaurant Association exists, is we exist for advocacy, to make sure that nobody's taking advantage of you, or at least diminish it as much as possible. And then we want to do it for education. Those are the 2 only reasons that we do that. But you have to think about this. In our office, I'm the executive director of the western half of the association, and you got Buddy, who's the CEO. You got Bill over here. There are a collection of us, including our ProStart teachers. There's only 8 of us. So the best we can be is the tip of the spear. So we need all of you as the members to bring this fight to everybody, because it doesn't scare them if we tell them something. It doesn't mean anything to a vendor if I say, I really want you to support this event or this cause, but because they sell to you, it makes a big difference. You got the bully pulpit, we don't. So that's the best we can do, but there's a big myth. There's a saying that John F. Kennedy, he didn't write it, but he wrote it years ago, and I thought it was a great one, and that is that a rising tide lifts all boats. And the truth is, only 10% of the restaurants in the country belong to these associations. And if you look at the people that get involved and do things, it's this smaller group right here. So only 10% maybe of that 10%. But if we can change that, there's a lot of power we can have. Look at Prop A right now. The only people right now that are fighting that are us, So that's really it. That's why the egg refrain matters. It wasn't really about eggs, and it's still not about eggs. So just think about that. That makes the difference. You're the faces that make the difference. So I think I'm done talking about that. I just want to say one last thing. I've known Buddy Law. He doesn't know I'm going to say this, but I've known Buddy Law for decades. And the one thing about Buddy that was always true is if you don't want him to accomplish something, tell him he can't do it. You've probably done the best thing ever by picking the CEO you've got right now. I'm not going to be here very long doing this job, but I will tell you, I'd keep him, I would take every chance you've got to go thank him and shake his hand and tell him that he's doing a great job, because he works night and day on this project. He is totally immersed in this. And I think the thing that people don't know about him is when he's not working for this association, which is rare, he and his family are doing so much charity work. It's unbelievable. They've always done it for a long time. So when you are done, or when you're up wandering around, shake his hand and tell him thank you a lot. That's it.
Hey, thank you very much. There will be a written quiz on that after this. Hey, I'd like to recognize somebody who joined us. She's a great supporter of our organization. She's going to be doing, hopefully she's going to do great things for us. And I don't know where she's sitting, but Miss Kara Spencer, who's a candidate for mayor for St. Louis. Kara, where are you? I think she's, oh, there she is. Kara, please stand up. Now, we try not to be too political, but Kara's done a lot for our organization behind the scenes, and we appreciate it. Okay, next award, Distinguished Service Award. This is the perfect time to bring our Missouri Restaurant Association's Distinguished Service Awardee to Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant. The award recipient was chosen by the MRA Board of Directors and is presented to recognize an individual company for extraordinary contributions to the MRA and the restaurant industry and the community. Over 3 decades, Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant has set the standard for comfort, flavor, hospitality in the heart of St. Charles. They have the best chicken fried steak. Craig Uttendorf has been a mainstay since Gingham's opened in October 1992. In October 2019, Gingham's entered a new chapter, relocating to a larger, more modern space. The move has not only straightened their bond with the community, but also allowed Gingham's to continue the legacy of an even grander scale. Congratulations to Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant for setting the great standard in hospitality and reminding us why all the best memories are made around the table. My friend and former 2019 Restaurateur of the Year, Craig Uttendorf. Craig, please come up.
Wow, this is quite an honor for our restaurant. I just want to thank the Restaurant Association for recognizing us. This is my wife, Amy. We actually met back in 1981 at Perkins Restaurant in Crestwood when we were working together. And I will tell you now, the best way to a young girl's heart is to utter these words. Can I mop that floor for you? And it worked. So, yeah. The last time I was up here in 2019, I babbled on and on and on. 2 weeks later, they shut all of our dining rooms down for COVID. So just to be precautious, I'm going to cut this short tonight, okay? I quite often ask myself, is our restaurant successful because of me or in spite of me? And I think it's a little bit of both, but really the key to our restaurant and our success is to surround yourself with good people. And I feel like that's what we have done at our restaurant. We have an amazing staff, amazing managers. We actually have 15 managers that work for us, if you can believe that. We are a 24-hour restaurant, so, we couldn't do it without them. So, and I wish I could have all 165 of them here tonight, but we need a bigger room, and it is a Sunday dinner. So they are taking care of our customers in the same amazing way they always do. So, but it would have been nice to have them here. Okay. So our industry has had a lot thrown at us this last 5 years. obviously starting with COVID. And I feel like there's a lot more coming down the road. We have the employee sick pay coming up. And then the tip credit, they're coming after it. I don't know when, but I would expect it. So that's why it's really nice to be able to belong to this association, the Restaurant Association, to know that they have our best interest and they're going to fight for us. So that's about all I got. I appreciate it. Thank you. Was that short enough? Okay.
Take your
Thanks.
Clippy with you.
Okay. Thank you.
I've known Craig for many years. He's a great guy, and he's an excellent restaurant manager. He's very good, and I'm really happy that Craig got this award. Thank you, Craig. We have a couple of Distinguished Service Award recipients in the room tonight, and we want them to stand up and be recognized. Where's my friend Bob, Bonnie, and Barb? Where are you guys sitting? In our usual table back there. Bob, Bonnie, and Barb, please give them a round of applause. Okay, Hall of Fame Award. Tonight we have the honor of inducting 2 members into our Missouri Restaurant Association State Hall of Fame. The state board had to draw for this prestigious award, and both were too deserving to choose just one. They are Emo's Pizza and the Syberg Family Restaurants. Please, let's give them a round of applause. Emo's Pizza. It wasn't very far from here where we are standing. In 1964, a young couple, Ed and Marge Emo, opened a pizza parlor. I can say the square beyond compare. And you know right away what St. Louis style pizza is. I can say that melty cheese, sometimes called the Provolution, but it's really revolutionized this family's business. What really revolutionary is delivery. Again, Ed and Margimo lived right outside that window when I was growing up. And I used to go pool hopping in their pool late at night. So you old people know what I mean, but anyway. Now over a network of 100 stores across Missouri and beyond, Emo's has maintained the commitment to quality ingredients and exceptional service. You only have to drive a few blocks to see what's come of the beautiful hill centerpiece, now known as Piazza Emo, and their lifelong contributions to the Variety Club and a host of other community charities to know this well-deserved induction. Please welcome Nicole Emo to the stage, and please acknowledge several family members that are here tonight. Nicole?
Right. Thank you so much, Roland, for those kind words. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Emo, and I'm a proud third-generation member of the Emo family. On behalf of my grandparents, Ed and Margie Emo, and the entire Emo family, I want to thank the association for this great honor. For over 60 years, the St. Louis community has supported our business and allowed us to grow and thrive. We are truly humbled by that. What started as a small idea by my grandparents has turned into something much bigger, and we owe so much of that success to the loyalty of this amazing community. We look forward to continuing this journey together for many more years to come. So thank you so much.
Hey, Kitty Emo family, please stand and be recognized. The whole table, please, guys, stand up. It's great to see another generation taking over the business. Our second State Hall of Fame inductee this evening is Syberg's. When Richard Syberg and his wife Sally opened Syberg's restaurant in 1980, he was nearly 50. To support a family that grew to include 6 children, Mr. Seiberg worked at both Pope's Cafeteria and Schnucks for 20 years. Today, all 6 of the Seiberg's children, his brother and sister-in-law and 4 grandchildren, work for the Seiberg's restaurants. Seiberg's is iconic for its hot wing sauce and shark motif. Over 38 years, it has expanded from its original home on Gravely Road. Remember, guys, the upstairs? Remember the upstairs? Yeah. And 5 additional locations across the area, as well as Helen Fitzgerald, the Twisted Tree family of restaurants, and their new location coming soon in Crestwood called The Mexican. Recognized for their charitable contributions, the Dogs of the Brave, Ronald McDonald House, and Backstoppers. Please welcome my old friend Kirk Seiberg to the stage, and please recognize that Sally is with us this evening. Kirk?
I just want to thank everybody. We are very, very proud to be here tonight. My father passed away back in April 15th of 18, and my mom turned 90 this past year, and we got, so. And for her 90th birthday, one of the grandkids got her tickets. We took 80 of us to the game, and she threw out the first pitch. So that was very exciting back in June. So we had a wonderful time. But I go back to the days on Gravois where my brothers and I all lived upstairs. My 2 sisters waited tables. Mom and Dad were working. My dad kept a job at Schnucks while we ran that restaurant and did the catering, and we just all worked very, very hard. But the reason we're here tonight, and we've been able to open so many of the restaurants, I think it's 44 years now, but we have so many wonderful people that work with us every day. And we have some of my son and my nephew and niece in the business with us. And like I said, it just takes so many people to run these restaurants, and you got to treat them like family. And my mom and dad, that's what they did for us. They taught us how to work hard, but like I said, we really believe in the family, and so many of the employees that we work with is that they become part of your family, and I think that's how you become successful and how you can continue to open restaurants. So here, I'll let my mom say something. She loves this stuff.
I so appreciate our children, and they are so good to their dad and mom over the years that I can't tell you how proud and excited and happy and loving with all the grandchildren. We have 22 grandchildren, and we have 33 great-grandchildren, and we have 2 darling great-great-granddaughters. So we're very blessed. But I do want to thank all the wonderful customers and employees and just wonderful people there are everywhere in this world. And I thank you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you both on this amazing achievement. We have some previous Hall of Fame inductees in the room. Greg Hunsiger, Buddy Law, Tony and John Favazza. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to bring into our incoming MRA president, John Brandstetter, to the stage, please.
Thank you, Roland. So, Craig, I heard you loud and clear. Sick pay, tip credit, it's definitely something here. So what I want to talk about is RAF. The Restaurant Advocacy Fund, also known as RAF, protects and promotes restaurant industry at the state and local levels and the national levels. Although the industry is a powerful economic field, legislation and special interest groups each year introduce numerous bills and regulations that could hurt restaurants' ability to remain in business. Prop A, we are seeing it right now in the heart of Missouri. The Restaurant Advocacy Fund aims to build strong advocacy arms in the state and local levels. Whatever the issue is, we need the RAF to help with the position to win this legislation battle. Each time an interest group of the legislator proposes a new mandate or a new tax, it has the prominent to hit restaurants hard, causing the need for us to engage rapidly, which is why the RAF exists. Greg, got to stick with us. I mean, it's coming, I promise. So the RAF covers all the issues that have the potential to impact the way restaurants operate. With so many matters critical to the industry and survival, we need finance backing to make sure that we identify solutions in a timely manner. The Restaurant Agassi Fund can accept corporate and personal contributes, and there is no limit to the amount. The NRA collects and administers these funds through the Restaurant Agassi Fund in the restaurant industry primary fundraising platform for current and emerging public affairs. Think back when COVID, this fund right here helped us get alcohol to go. Who doesn't love a margarita to go? I mean, come on, okay? We really need your help. So tonight's Restaurant Agassi Fund, we are also hosting a 50-50 raffle. It's a unique, with a unique addition from Breakthrough Beverage. Who's Breakthrough Beverage? Thank you so much for participating. In addition to the half the funds raised tonight, tonight's winner will also take home a glass top wine barrel with 12 bottles of select wine from Breakthrough Beverage. Raffle tickets are $20 each, 3 for $50 or 7 for $100. Please acknowledge the team coming around during dinner to sell raffle tickets. You can pay by cash or credit card. Let's raise some money for these folks. Those who don't know how important RAF is right now, with legislation changing, every year, election year, there's always bills that are going to affect our restaurants, our people coming in. The taxpayers, our customers don't realize what this impacts our restaurants. Folks, the sick pay right now alone, I believe, has already closed 5 restaurants in the state of Missouri just this year, and we're 10 days into the year. This is a very important fund that we are fighting, and we would really appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. We much appreciate it. And don't forget the 50-50. It's 50-50. And you keep your end. And don't forget the bottles of wine that go through that. So now we're going to have a little dinner. We're going to shut up for a little. I'm going to shut up for a little while. And you guys can talk loud. And then I'll come back to see you later. Again, thank you so much so far. Thank you. We will now honor the 2024 Greater St. Louis Restaurant Association Company of the Year. I'd like to invite Bill Gomo, Executive Director for the Greater St. Louis Restaurant Association, to assist in tonight's Company of the Year. Bill, round of applause for Bill.
Thank you, Roland. Thank you, Roland. The 2024 Company of the Year Award celebrates Renoco's enduring commitment to excellence, its role in shaping the restaurant and hospitality industry, and its dedication to innovation. It all began when J.P. and James O'Connor, 2 visionary brothers inspired by the aroma of imported coffee beans, roasted over a gas flame at the St. Louis World's Fair. Captivated by the possibilities, the brothers turned their passion into purpose, founding Renoco, a clever reverse of their last name. Their entrepreneurial spirit, combined with a horse-drawn buggy and freshly roasted beans, set the stage for a journey that has stood the test of time. The 1960s brought ownership to the family, taking the business to a full-service beverage solution for hotels and food service establishments. In the 1990s, the company embraced the growing convenience store sector and introduced office breakdown solutions. Fast forward to today, and Renoco Beverage Solutions is a trailblazer in the beverage industry, serving customized coffee, tea, and more across the nation. Its strategic acquisitions spanning office coffee solutions, private label offerings, and nationwide distribution have solidified its reputation as a dynamic leader in the field. Raise a cup to Renoco Beverage Solutions. They are a true icon of St. Louis ingenuity and a legacy brewed to perfection. Please welcome my friend Ryan Kim.
Thank you, Bill. I will say from the start here, I did not know I would be speaking tonight. I thought I'd come up and maybe take a picture with everybody at the table and go sit back down. But seriously, it's pretty awesome to be up here, to be involved with the Restaurant Association and be awarded such a prestigious item tonight. And earlier, we heard emos and Cybergs, and as a company that's been around since 1904, it is St. Louis, right, as it gets. So we are excited and very honored by the Missouri Restaurant Association to be given this award and continue on our excellence for many years to come. And I just really want to, once again, thank Bill and everybody that notices what we do for a lot of people in this room and what we continue to do for many years to come. Thank you.
We will now honor the 2024 Greater St. Louis Restaurant Association Restaurateur of the Year. Trainwreck Saloon. What do swinging doors and antiques mixed with great food and service have in common? Two great cornerstones of the St. Louis culinary and entertainment scene. Founded by George and Chris Hansford, Trainwreck Saloon represents a rich history of tradition, innovation, and community spirit. The Rock Hill location is renowned and the oldest continually operated tavern in St. Louis County and boasts the original back bar still in use today. Don't miss a visit to the beer garden with a caboose-turned-bar and a year-round dining room. The Hansford opened a second location in Westport Plaza on April 1st, 1991, and we're not fooling. Westport Trainwreck preserved many elements of its predecessor, and over time expanded to include a live music stage, enhanced kitchen, and dining spaces. From its historic roots to its modern charm, Trainwreck Saloon embodies the spirit of St. Louis dining, delivering an unmatched hospitality, delicious food, and unforgettable experiences. Congratulations to George and Chris of Trainwreck Saloon and for getting this and for setting the standard in culinary excellence and community connection. And I wanted to say, Don Growl is sitting at their table, and Don Growl was my busboy at Bartolino's in 19... George, please come up.
Oh man, I'm really humbled and I'm very, very proud of this award. I've never won anything like this. This is quite a way to start your first award, to have something like this for the MRA. Yeah, thank you. You know, the MRA is a fabulous institution, and they help a lot of people. So I'm really, really tickled about being a part of this. There are a lot of people I need to thank, and since it's my first award, it might go on a little bit longer, but I'll try not to. But I want to tell you first how this all started. We've been in business 43 years, and it's quite ironic that it's January and snowing outside like this, because 43 years ago, I got married to my wife, Chris, over here, and actually our anniversary is coming up this Friday, so it's January 16th, and this is the 12th, so after we got back from our honeymoon, she told me to go get a real job because all I was doing was bartending. And I was driving down Manchester Road and saw this big for sale sign on Porta's Tavern. And I thought, well, that's a job. And you know what? We were open by July. So, the rest was history. It's pretty funny. I have to thank Chris the most because she's the one that supported me through all this. And she's been such a major force in the train wreck. And everyone knows her that we do business with because she pays all the bills on time. So they all love her. And She's a great woman. I don't want to go too long about her, but I brought my 3 managers. Don Growls, one of them also, that he was talking about, because he was really a big part of the landing for 5 years when we were down there. And I have Greg Panahoff here. He's the one that spent over 30 years at my Westport location, and Ken Stable also. It's been at Rock Hill for over 30 years. And, those 3 really put their heart and soul in those restaurants and put their stamp on it with still leaving the brand of Trainwreck, and I'm eternally grateful for them. There's so many people to thank when you get up on something like this. There's people you don't think about, but you wonder how you got here and who was really instrumental in that. I had a great banker. He believed in me when nobody else would. I had a great lawyer that kept me out of trouble. I had a great accountant, especially when it was a cash business. He kept me on the narrows. There's other people that, you don't think about that were really, really a big part of our success. I mean, I had carpenters and that, could build what I could draw on a cocktail napkin. I've got a plumber, especially the last floods we've had, that's hauled out more shit on my place than, I want to talk about. I love that guy. He is the best. I had a customer years ago used to tease me all the time that, he measured a man's wealth by his BTUs. And he'd tell me, George, you're broke today, man. This beer's warm and the room's hot. So I had to get some new HVAC people. And those people, I got my friend Ken here, he does my HVAC, and he's a big part of our cold beer and keeping a place cool. Those people are instrumental. There's one more person I have to thank, if I could keep this up, that was Italian. Her name's Kay Porta. When I was driving down that road on Manchester and stopped to ask about the bar, she was the owner from the Porta family, and her brother-in-law owned it. And she was telling me all the history of it and all that stuff. And you know what? I stopped by the next day and the next day, and I just kept talking to her because we didn't have any money to buy the place. And that lady believed in me. She used to, she would tell me that she was praying for me. She told me that I was going to make it. And when I went in her house, she had all the normal, she was Italian, so she had the crosses on the wall, the pictures of Jesus and all that stuff. But everywhere else, she had all these miniature angels everywhere. And I never really understood this till years later, maybe at her funeral or watching It's a Wonderful Life or something. But she was my guardian angel. She's, the prayers you've never heard are the ones that do the most work. And I really believe that Kay Porta is how she turned my life around and my wife's life around have gotten us here today. Having just one person believe in you and pray for you, you never know how far that goes. And I hope that all of you have a guardian angel somewhere and they take care of you tonight. Thank you very much.
Hey, can we get the Trainwreck people to please stand and be recognized? Please, everybody. Please welcome to the stage incoming Chairman Anthony Saraceno, incoming President Van DiGregorio, incoming Vice President Gio Favazza, Executive Director Bill Gomo, and ProStart Coordinator Megan Whitehead to present the Star Awards. Here in the St. Louis chapter, we used to have Star Awards. Some people who have been with us for a long time remember these. And it was high time that we resurrect these important industry acknowledgments in service, talent, and achievement. These recipients were selected through a community-based survey, a true testament to the influence they've had on our industry. This evening, we're celebrating the best of the business: Server of the Year, Manager of the Year, Chef of the Year, and Bartender of the Year. Without further ado, let's get started with tonight. Server of the Year presented by our incoming Vice President, Gio Favazza.
Thank you. Thanks, Roland. This one actually truly hits home for me. It's my great honor to present this year's Serve of the Year to Michael Livingston from right here at Favazza's on the Hill. I don't know if you guys know Michael, but I've known him for luckily 19 years. So he saw me run around my dad's restaurant when I was a little kid. So he deserves this award more than a lot of other people that I know. So I'm very happy for him. For 28 years, Michael has been a dedicated professional in the restaurant industry, thriving in both small establishments and high-volume venues. With a career built on passion for exceptional service and genuine customer connections, he's always embraced the philosophy that it's all about the people and the customers. The journey to Favazza's began in 2006, following a successful tenure at J. Buck's. After meeting with Mark Favazza, my cousin, at a New Year's party, Michael joined the team and has been a proud part of Favazza's family for nearly 19 years. Known for building meaningful relationships with customers, Michael takes pride in celebrating milestones and sharing casual dinners with many patrons who have become like extended family. Every day, Michael approaches each table with enthusiasm, fostering connections, and creating unforgettable dining experiences. Michael, congratulations on winning Server of the Year.
Yep, no problem.
Now, let me hand it over to Executive Director Bill Gamel to present the Bartender of the Year.
This year, the honor goes to two exceptional individuals whose creativity, passion, and dedication have set a new standard in the craft of bartending. Representing the outstanding team at Platypus, please give it up for Meredith Berry and Tony Saputo. Our 2024 Bartenders of the Year. Meredith Berry has had the pleasure of serving people for 20 years within the art of hospitality, from country clubs to queer pubs, neighborhood staples, music venues, transient hotels, and competition experiences that have awarded them top accolades. They are the proud co-owner of Queer Metal Neighborhood Bar Platypus and creative partner in an experimental cocktail experience speakeasy, New Society, both in St. Louis, Missouri. In Chicago, Meredith is a partner in the bar Whiskey Girl Tavern. Meredith strives to create safe spaces to socialize and sip where everyone is welcome. Currently, they are building upon consultation within the industry in order to lift spaces for staff and guests. You can watch Meredith competing on Netflix, Drink Masters, and numerous other television guest experiences. Way to go, Meredith. Tony Saputo, with over 21 years of experience in the St. Louis bar and hospitality scene, Tony Saputo has built a reputation for excellence, innovation, and leadership, beginning in dive punk clubs such as Creepy Crawl, 2 Cents Plain, and Foo Bar. Tony quickly honed his craft and moved on to manage iconic venues under Joe Edwards, including Flamingo Bowl and Moonrise Hotel. He later managed Atomic Cowboy for 3 years, followed by a tenure opening the Benevolent King for Ben Parimba and serving as the opening beverage director for Midwestern and Spruce Street bars. In November 2021, Tony co-founded Platypus, which recently celebrated 3 successful years in business, drawing from years of experience and lessons learned along the way. Platypus was created as a space that embodies excitement, creativity, and fun. Tony's extensive background and dedication to creating dynamic environments continue to shape Platypus as a standout destination in the St. Louis hospitality landscape. Congratulations to both of you.
I grew up in St. Louis. I was lucky enough to travel, see the whole world, or a lot of it. And everywhere I went, I was told I'm the St. Louis guy. When we think of St. Louis, we think of you. I mean, these are like punk rock clubs and goofy circles where I'm playing goofy metal that no one else wants to hear. But, you know, I was always proud to be the St. Louis guy. And it's great to be in a place where I see my city and my community being part of my business every day. So it's an honor, and it's really a pleasure to serve. So thank you so much.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't born and raised in St. Louis, but I really fell in love with this city. And I feel really privileged to be here, and thank you so much. Honestly, our staff and our community is what keeps us alive, so it means so much to us. I mean, we're queer, we're metal, and we're having a good time, so come by.
I didn't let Michael have a shot, so he's gonna come back up here.
Thank you, everyone. Well, pretty much why we do this is for the customers. They become family. You enjoy these people every day. You see them. They know you. You start hanging out with them. Go to parties or go to Cardinals games and exchange Christmas and birthday gifts with them. It's so important, you know. I started in the restaurant business right after high school. I started waiting tables for 28 years. My mom's been doing it for 42. So that's why we still do it, because we love our customers. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this. I really appreciate it. Tony and John Pavazza are the best bosses I've ever had. Thank you.
Hi, I first would like to start by saying thank you to John Branstetter for relieving me of becoming the state president to join our education foundation and be a part of the Pro Start and Restaurant Ready programs, which we feel are so important to this organization. I am actually here to talk about Manager of the Year. Restaurant managers are the backbone of a successful establishment, orchestrating operations to ensure efficiency and excellence. Their leadership, problem solving, and ability to motivate teams create a thriving environment for both staff and guests. Our next winner knows a little something about what it takes. Diego Gonzalez from The Good Company. Originally from Mexico, Diego grew up in New York and relocated to St. Louis only a year and a half ago. With a career encompassing every role in the restaurant industry, welcome to management, both front of house, back of house, dishwashing, and managing, Diego brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the table. His time in New York working at a renowned cocktail boy, Attaboy, which has consistently been ranked among the world's 50 best bars and named best cocktail bar in North America in 2022. He's also worked in Michelin-starred and fine dining restaurants, as well as a wide variety of bars, building a diverse and impressive resume. Now here in St. Louis, Diego is thrilled to contribute to the city's thriving culinary scene, collaborating with his team to develop innovative concepts and elevate the industry further. Please welcome Diego Gonzalez, our Manager of the Year.
Hi, everyone. Definitely not ready to give a speech tonight. Thank you all for dressing up and being here today. I really appreciate you all. It's really nice to be recognized. Definitely St. Louis It's been a city that like I've been falling in love with for a lot of different reasons. The potential in the industry here is huge, and I can wait to like put us on the map definitely, and just keep doing what we do. Thank you all for being here, and really appreciate it.
How about I welcome our incoming chapter president, Van D. Gregorio, to present the Chef of the Year awards.
Thank you, folks. We've reached the last of our star awards for the evening. The coveted award for Chef of the Year. We're actually giving it out twice tonight, so there will be Chefs of the Year. This award recognizes culinary excellence, creativity, and leadership in the kitchen. This honor celebrates a chef who has consistently demonstrated the mastery of their craft, inspired their team, and elevated the dining experience. This year, we are proud to recognize not one, but two outstanding chefs whose contributions have left an indelible mark on the restaurant industry. The first we will be honoring tonight is Chef Bob Brazel of Bird and Barrel. Chef Bob Brazel, co-owner of renowned establishments such as Bird and Barrel, Tam Avenue Bar, Tenderloin Room, Nick's Pub, and Soha Bar and Grill, has made an incredible mark on the St. Louis culinary scene. A Le Cordon Bleu graduate earning I don't speak French, a Grand Diplôme, is that correct? With honors, Brazel's extensive career includes serving as chef for the St. Louis Cardinals, Blues, and Rams, as well as being personal chef for Sam Bradford, formerly of the St. Louis Rams, QB number 1. Chef Brazel's innovative creations have garnered national recognition, including Bird and Barrel's signature Mother Clucker sandwich, which I had last week. It's wonderful. And I had many a times. It's so good. I'm so glad to have that restaurant back here in St. Louis. The Mother Clucker sandwich was named one of the best chicken sandwiches in America by Food Network, a winner of the Travel Channel's Underground Barbecue Challenge, and featured in Thomas Keller's Finesse magazine. Brazel continually demonstrates mastery and creativity in the kitchen. Most recently, Bird and Barrel was named St. Louis Magazine's favorite new restaurant of 2024, further solidifying Brazel's status as a culinary trailblazer. From his inventive menu offerings to his leadership across multiple ventures, Chef Bob Brazel exemplifies passion, innovation, and excellence in the restaurant industry. Let's hear it for Chef Brazel.
You want to say anything? Oh, yeah. Forgot that part. I didn't know if we were going to talk or not, so I did write notes on some guest checks. That's how you know you're a restaurant guy. As Van said, we did just recently reopen our fried chicken concept, Bird and Barrel. So I was going to come here tonight fully dressed as Colonel Sanders and not break the whole night and accept this award as him. So you're very welcome that I did not do that. Just a couple people that I want to thank very quickly. My beautiful wife, Renee, thank you for putting up with everything. She's going to kill me that I call it. There she is. Thank you. I love you. My great friend and business partner, Rick DeStefani, thank you for everything. Would not be here without you. My good friend, Tom Davis, is here tonight. Brings all of my crazy ideas to life with Matt Yellow Media. And all of you for being part of this amazing industry. It's not always easy. We all know that. But this industry has always had my back. So I appreciate you all. I actually got the text from Van the Sunday before Christmas. I passed out after lunch service at my restaurant, and I ended up in the hospital, was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. And the next morning, I got the text from Van. So this means more to me than you can imagine. So thank you very much.
And to present the second Chef of the Year award, please welcome incoming chairman and current president for the next couple minutes, Anthony Saraceno.
All right, and finally, we celebrate a rising star in the culinary world. And at just 23 years old, Chef Jawan Rice has already began making a remarkable impact on the St. Louis dining scene, proving that his age is no barrier to excellence. Chef Jawan Rice is a dynamic 23-year-old creative vision and a passion for food have made him a rising star in the industry. As the founder of the Amoha Food Group, my apologies if I pronounced that wrong, he leads multiple ventures, including Rated Test Kitchen, Rated Cafe, JR Gourmet, and JR Spice, all united by the mission of bringing people together through food. Jawan is not only a business innovator, but also dedicated community advocate, spearheading initiatives like Palette on Palette, a nonprofit teaching young adults farming and culinary skills. Featured on national platforms like Guy's Grocery Games, Jawan continues to redefine the culinary landscape with bold concepts, sustainability efforts, and a commitment to using food as a tool to empowerment and connection. Outstanding, Jawan, and once again, congratulations to all of our winners. We are thrilled to offer our Star Awards again and to recognize such amazing talent back here in our city. Thank you.
Wow, thank you guys so much, and congratulations to everyone that won an award tonight. I have a brief little kind of message, and it starts like this. Two nuns walk into a Hooters. Sorry, Roland, I stole your joke. On a serious note, I am deeply honored to be named Chef of the Year by the Missouri Restaurant Association. And this recognition doesn't just go to me, but it goes to the team and the amazing staff behind everything that I do that I get to work with every single day. And looking across this room, I get to see so many amazing pillars of the restaurant and hospitality community here in St. Louis and Missouri. And it's really an honor to be in front of you guys this afternoon. So I really appreciate every single one of you and everything that you guys do for the community. I also want to thank our guests who get to trust us with their dining experiences that we get to create for them and leaving an impactful mark on their events and things that we get to curate for them to leave a memorable experience, the things that they get to come back and join us for. I believe that food is the power to build community and create change. That's why I'm committed to not just creating great food, but to playing my part in reviving downtown St. Louis. Through our work, we aim to bring energy, creativity, and connection back to the heart of this city that we love so much. Thank you for this honor, and thank you for being a part of this journey. I also want to thank Angela Castelli, who's the president of Natural Tableware, who's also my sustainability leader, and she's also leading the St. Louis community to so many sustainable efforts. Nicole Larson, who's the president of Larson Medical Supply. She bandages everyone that cuts themselves in the kitchen, so huge shout out to her. And Tim Christian, who's the man behind the camera, and Brad and STL. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And again, congratulations to all of you guys as well.
Now the moment that most of us are gathered here. The inaugural and passing of the gavels. As the Missouri Restaurant Association and its chapters and changed presidents, it's a tradition to represent a ceremonial passing of the torch of incoming presidents presents a plaque to its predecessor. The plaque provides a place for outgoing president to retire the president's gavel. The outgoing president represents a successor with a gavel during the service as president. Please welcome Anthony Saraceno, whose father, Bart, is with us this evening, and several other family members. Saraceno family, please stand. Come on. Hey, Bart, come over here. Growing up around his family restaurants and laid the foundation for Anthony Saraceno's career journey, eventually leading a Bachelor of Science degree in Hospitality and Restaurant Administration at Missouri State University in Springfield, recognizing the pivotal role of wine enhancing dining experience. He pursued advanced studies and earned the title of Certified Specialist of Wine, CSW. To deepen his knowledge, he moved to Napa with his wife and immersed himself in California's renowned wine culture. After working in the wine industry for 2 years, Anthony returned to the family business, eager to infuse his legacy with a refined understanding of wine and to learn every facet of restaurant ownership. He is honored to bring a blend of academic learning and practical experience to uphold the commitment of excellence. Dedicated to providing delectable wines, fresh ingredients, and attentive service, Anthony is poised to contribute to the ongoing success and innovation of the Saraceno family cherished culinary tradition. I started with these guys in 1973. How about a round of applause for Anthony?
Thank you. I really don't take any of the a round of applause. I would give that all to the folks that came before me, like my dad and the rest of my family. But thank you, and thank you to everybody that made it here tonight. I know a lot of people are not from St. Louis. Thank you from traveling. Thank you to all the winners from being here. It's great to see so many new faces and young people and people that are excited about restaurants and what we do. That's really all I wanted to say. I wanted to keep it short, but just a vast thank you to everybody, the Favazza family, everybody that made tonight possible. So thank you, but I would want to pass this back on to Roland. I think there's a little bit more important things to take care of.
Missouri Restaurant Association President. An MRA officer makes a four-year commitment to a leadership role in the association as they advance from the position of Secretary Treasurer to the MRA can simply not function without the dedicated service of its officers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2025 Missouri Restaurant Association President, Mr. John Brandstetter of Company Kitchen, serving as his second term as MRA President. John?
Good evening, everybody. Anthony, just so you know, just because you got the plaque, you're still not done, because Van hasn't been inducted yet, so you're still president. So you're aware. We have a few papers you need to sign, some checks to pay for everything, so get that done. I want to thank all the award winners and everybody that came in town. Those from Kansas City, thank you so much for making the trip over. It means a lot. When I started in this association back in 2014, I came to a meeting just to see what it was about. Those in this room probably know a gentleman named Ed Holland. Ed was part of the Myron Green restaurant group back in the 70s. You know, Myron Green is where it started in 1906, and that was the gentleman about the eggs. Okay, so being able to come in and as a board member and grow with this association and learn the history of what the state of Missouri has contributed to all restaurants across the country. It all starts here in Missouri, and it's fantastic to watch and see. And it's not just the restaurants, it's our ProStart organization. We're the strongest ProStart organizations with the most active high schools in any state in the United States. Why? It's because everybody in this room that contributes to help our community, to help our students, we all want to retire, so you know what we need? We need the people coming behind us. And that's what ProStart's for. The award winners, thank you so much for taking your time to put forth the effort into your community, to feed everybody around you that comes into your restaurants and contribute back to what's here. With the RAF, you know, we talked so much about the RAF, and this is the reason why that I'm honored to be able to serve a second term. We have a lot to still do in the state of Missouri, and Megan, congratulations. I don't think it was really something that was looked forward upon 2 years ago when we took this journey together. So congratulations on your new journey with ProStart. I look forward to working with you. But to get another chance to help change Missouri and what we do in restaurants and what we do in our communities, whether it's in St. Louis, Springfield, Columbia, Cape Girardeau, Kansas City, we're all Missouri. And that's what matters. We have to be able to keep customers coming to our door, sitting at our tables, and meeting servers like Michael, and bartenders, and cooks, and chefs. So again, I thank you for the honor of having another year to be able to serve the state as a Restaurant Association president. Look forward to another great year, and can't wait to pass it on to the next one.
Okay. Thank you and good night. Wait a minute, we got one more. John, thank you for continuing your commitment to our organization and serving the second term as president. In that commitment, our chapter, this young man is marking a significant milestone as he will follow in my footsteps as past president of the Greater St. Louis chapter. As an attorney with longtime Missouri Restaurant Association allied partner McMahon Burger, Van has been a steadfast advocate and resource for the St. Louis restaurant and hospitality community for all things labor and important. I asked today, where's the rest of the speech? And they say, oh, we thought you would do that. So I have handwritten notes. I've been anticipating this day for a few years, but I truly don't know what to say. So I just have some facts. Van, your mother wanted a girl. Oh yeah, here come the pictures, I forgot. He's single, smart, stubborn, a great cook, savvy when it comes to politics, employment law, and restaurant business. He lives a few doors down the street here. Dino, his dog, is his everything. We don't have a picture of Dino. Oh, that's me and my grandmother. Dino is his everything until he finds a girlfriend. He drives a Alfa Romero. He is secretly jealous of his older brother, who is a Ladue police detective and will be joining the Secret Service later this year. Round of applause for Roro over there. He loves all sorts of music and comedy. Oh boy. You can blame Uncle Paulie for all these pictures. He is a friend to all as long as you don't piss him off. Typical Italian. He is a leader, and I know the chapter is in good hands for the next few years. Love you very much, son. And I couldn't be any prouder. So with that, our next president of the Missouri chapter, the St. Louis chapter of the Missouri Restaurant Association, my son, Van DiGregorio. Van?
Thank you all. I'm reading my dad's notes up here. He left them up here for me. It says Giovanna. That's false. It was actually Isabella was the girl's name that was chosen for me. Actually. I'll keep it short for you all. You've heard DiGregorio speak way too long here tonight already, so I'll keep it short. I just want to say it's such an honor to accept this position in a room that, my pawpaw was a server in for so many years. It's crazy. It's full circle. Legacy is the theme of tonight, and really, it really hits home here, especially here on the hill at the old Ruggieri's and Rose of the Hill. Just a number of people to thank tonight. Everybody on the MRA board, John. We got Greg here, Buddy, Megan, Bill. I'm trying to just name off as many people I can. My entire family over here. Jim Foster, my boss at McMahon Burger. I met him here 2 years ago at this event and was working for him about 2-3 months after that. Yeah. He's Distinguished Service Award here, so Distinguished Service Award winner here. So thanks for coming again here, and it's an honor to have you here and work for you. And it was an honor to work under Anthony Saraceno. I love the entire Saraceno family like they are my own family. Some of them are. The Vaza family, Gio, I mean, it's incredibly special to be a part of this organization, but to do it with a Saraceno and a Vaza, it's even more special. To our members and our allied partners, me and Gio and Anthony and the rest of the chapter have a great year planned. We have a lot of opportunities for you to come and get involved, and we encourage you to do so, to continue supporting other restaurants, our hospitality students. Just so much work to do, and I'm really excited for the opportunity to serve and continue to serve all of you. And I'm extremely honored to serve in this position. So thank you all very much for coming tonight, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
I have a little gift for Van. Roland, can you come up here, please? Something I've been holding on to for a while. I gotta give it to him. Yeah. Oh no. Here. Read the inscription.
Yeah. So this was given to my dad in 2005 when he was president of this chapter. I'll just read it off. It says, Sarah Lee Coffee and Tea, Manhattan Coffee Company, gratefully recognizes Roland DiGregorio for outstanding service as president of the Missouri Restaurant Association. That's not why he brought it up. He brought this up because what this is, it's not an urn. This is an ice bucket. This is an ice bucket. This is an ice bucket. My dad has requested to be cremated and then put in this when he dies. So I guess this is a gift to me that I'll eventually bestow it back upon him, but yeah.
All years, keep it polished.
Thank you to those who participated in our 50-50 tonight. The total that you will be going home with if you win is $2,380, plus the glass top wine barrel and the 12 bottles of wine donated by Breakthrough Beverage. Thank you again to Breakthrough Beverage for that donation. I'm going to pull a ticket here now. Oh, yeah, we should put it in the urn.
That was the winner.
Yeah, 5 more seconds to get your ticket out. All right. Winning ticket number 400913. So yeah, this is an inside job. I actually won this last year, so congratulations, Sue.
It's not rigged, trust me, it's not rigged. Here, you give this to her. Oh boy. I know you guys don't trust me. So anyway, that's it for tonight. I do want to do one other things. Again, thank you all for coming. Thank you for the kind comments everybody gave me during the break time. They said, how do you do it? And I said, well, you just picture everybody as naked. And I go, ooh, but no. I do want to thank our sponsors before we go. Our sponsors, Powers Insurance, U.S. Foods, Company Kitchen, Lakeman of St. Louis, C&C Produce, White Bear Coffee, Heartland Pavement Systems, Captive View Fusion Business Brokers, McMahon Burger, J&J Gambling, Miss Terry DiGregorio, Favazas, Apex Restaurant and Market Solutions, Southern Glazer Wine and Spirits, and the Greater Kansas City Restaurant Association. Again, everybody, it's been a great night, one of the best ones we've ever had. We hope to see you again next year or the year after and stuff like that. It's a night of legacy, and it's been a pretty good night.